Hey guys, it's me, Sarah. I'm back with another video. This is just like a quick little rant video because, I am so tired of white people that have the most rudimentary understanding of race trying to tell me what's racist. It is so weird to me. It is so bizarre to me. You have white people that literally do not clearly understand racism or have any type of grasp on what racism is that want to say, well, this is racist, well, that's racist, this is racist, that's racist. Someone left a comment on my it's super old now, Azalea Banks video, which somehow has almost 10,000 views. I don't even know how that's possible. Saying, so if the Australian Voldemort was rapping the way that she raps and she was black, then it would be okay. That's called the double standard, and that's racist. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, no, people are saying that, just sticking with that example, people are saying that if she was black, it would be different because she would be rapping from her own actual perspective as a black American woman. Like she would be talking about her black American experience instead of like faking it, faking an accent and faking a black American experience and, writing all the, having all these fake ass raps basically. That's not a double standard. And that's not racist. Like, I'm not saying what, like, I don't even really know how to even respond because it's like, well, what? Like, I don't understand. Like, white people really have this concept that when you tell them they can't do something, it's racist. When you want to talk about race, it's racist. I'm sure you guys have all heard this excuse, like, oh, well, you're the ones that want to talk about race. And if you really weren't race, whatever, I don't even know how to describe it because it's so insane. It's something about like you wanting to talk about race makes you the racist because like race is not real and race is a social construct and race doesn't matter and we shouldn't be talking about race, and you talking about race makes you the racist. It's just like this really like absurd like kindergarten logic, like, like I would feel like I was talking to a little kid like that doesn't understand, how the moon is up in the sky. Like, where does the moon go during the day? Type like crazy ass questions and crazy ass logic, Like my good friend Kat, who's been like really going through it on her channel with people and feminists white feminists really talking to her crazy, made a couple of videos that, and I left a couple of comments where I basically said the same thing. Someone left a comment that said, oh, pretending you're colorblind and ignoring the injustices that come along with race, that, that's not okay. Like, that's pretty close to being a racist. And I've said this exact same thing, and I've thought this same thing all the time, like, we're different. Black, white, Hispanic, whatever you want to call it. There's nothing wrong with admitting that we're different and that, and accepting our differences and embracing them and saying like, hey, we're different and that's awesome. And saying, well, let's examine why our differences lead to injustice, right? Like, you wouldn't ask, like, a feminist wouldn't be like, well, let's ignore gender. We're all the same. Gender doesn't matter, They would never do that, but they will ask you to say, well, let's ignore race, and talking about race makes you a racist. It's like, okay, well, does talking about gender make you sexist? You know what I'm saying? It's like pretending that there's no injustice makes you a part of the problem because you can't work to create change and to promote equality if you're pretending that injustice doesn't exist. Like, how can you just pretend that injustice doesn't exist? And I'm tired of white people telling me what's racist when clearly you guys do not understand racism. You really don't have any type of understanding of race and racism and what racism is. And it's understandable because if you're white your whole life, if you've been white your whole life, you have white privilege, and race is a really, bizarre concept because whiteness is seen as invisible in our country and this, that, and the third. So it's just like, don't tell me what's racist. Like, no, a black American rapping about their black American experience is not racist. Me saying that a white person pretending to be black is wrong is not racist. Like, you know, it's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. It is so fucking bizarre. It is so bizarre. Like, they really, I feel like white people are trying to make racism, the word racism, meaningless. So they just throw that word out there, like, oh, you're the racist, you're the racist. It's like, no, like, I'm pointing out white supremacy. I'm pointing out white privilege. I'm pointing out all these, you know, things that are going on in the world. That doesn't make me a racist. It's just so weird to me. Like, oh, you think that white people saying basic bitch is dumb? You're racist. Do you know what racism is? White person, stop. Stop. You're doing too much. Cut it out. Bye.